Unified Championship Radio.
Yes! This is Ringside Rumble Radio here on the UCR Network, exclusively on Spreaker.com. And now, everybody, we're also on iTunes now. It is the Loganator alongside my good friend, the Ant-Man Anthony Rivera, and Raw Aftermath, my friend.
Raw Aftermath. But can I just say one thing? So excited to be officially on iTunes.
Yes.
That was the long process we waited for, but we are officially on iTunes. If you have a hard time getting to us on Spreaker.com, little plug there for Spreaker, you can get us on iTunes now. So this is great, man.
And all you have to do is type in Ringside Rumble, hit enter, and who do you see? But the two lovely faces of yours truly and Mr. Ant-Man come up.
These two good-looking faces are right on that screen.
Young studs.
Young studs. Ringside Rumble Radio on the UCR Network, powered by Spreaker.com,
yes.
And now on iTunes. So I'm going to have to make that a long sentence now.
Yes, and make sure to follow us on Twitter and Instagram at UCR Network, as well as on the good old Facebook.
Facebook.com/UCR Network.
You got it, my friend.
Man, the Royal Rumble, we had our little show after the Royal Rumble. And then to preview Raw, now we're recapping what happened on Raw. And my friend, we mentioned last show that there would be a surprise guest, but it was not really the surprise people were hoping for. And that's funny to say that about The Rock because, you know, he's a big superstar, but we've come so prone to seeing him come back. Mm-hmm. It's like not the surprise many had hoped for. I know I was kind of hoping to see maybe Daniel Bryan come back. But it wasn't him. The Rock returns. They were in Miami, guys. Come on. Not that big of a surprise.
He teamed up with the Usos, I believe. Is that correct?
Yeah. It wasn't a match, but...
Well, he came out with it.
Yeah, they ganged up on the New Day, I guess. They had a nice... The Rock, of course, nailing promos like he always does. It was funny because at first, when the limo was in the back, it was The Miz who came out. Mm-hmm. And, of course, people were booing him, and we all knew that it wasn't going to be The Miz. But The Rock comes out, tells The Miz to park his truck. Then he goes to the Big Show, and they rehash the Royal Rumble from 2000, which was pretty funny. And then, he comes out, does his little,
Finally, The Rock has come back home.
Yep. And then he... You know what would have been even better if they would have played that I'm Coming Home song from...
I'm sure there's copyrighted regulations on that one, so I don't see that happening anytime
But yeah,
soon.
he had a nice little skit, and what a nice way to put the New Day in there. They're the hottest thing right now in the WWE, and to put them with The Rock is saying something right there.
I agree, 100%. Now, will he be back again, you think? Do you think he's going to wrestle in WrestleMania?
The thing. They didn't really set up anything for the future for WrestleMania, so I'm figuring out that he probably will not wrestle at WrestleMania this year.
Which is actually probably a good thing, I would say.
Is it though, really? In front of 100,000 fans at AT&T Stadium in Dallas?
Well, you got to remember, last time he wrestled, didn't he get hurt pretty bad? He injured, what was it, his ribs, or when he was with John Cena?
He gets hurt, he has a year to heal.
I know, but still, if you want to make movies and all, you can't be sideline injured. And also, isn't he filming movies still, I believe? I know he was filming in the process Baywatch. I don't know if that's wrapped up. He has his show Ballers he's making, I think season 2. I'm not even sure that's done, finishing wrap. So why take that chance? I mean, and what else do you have to prove? I mean...
It's not proving anything. The Rock never has to prove anything. Neither does Triple H. None of them have to prove anything because they've done it before. It's the fact that you're trying to fill 100,000 fans and you're trying to get people to watch this stuff, and you don't have the stars right now.
Yeah, but you got to make the stars.
You got to make the stars, but not at WrestleMania time. I mean, I guess you can. I guess you can do that. But this isn't the same old WrestleMania we used to see when we were kids. This ain't at Madison Square Garden.
No.
This is a 100,000. I'm going to keep repeating this. 100,000 seat stadium, and there probably is going to be more standing room too. This could quite possibly be the largest filled attendance ever for a WrestleMania. And to not have The Rock wrestle, you're not going to have John Cena wrestle. Cesaro's out. Randy Orton might not come back. Even they had Batista. I don't know if you heard this. Batista was at Royal Rumble. Vince was trying to convince him to come back. He doesn't even want to come back.
And that's the thing. You put all your eggs in one basket, though. You're trying to get all these old guys to come back.
No Seth Rollins.
It's like you got to... Maybe you should start listening to what the fans want a little bit. Obviously, we talked about last week how fans are not getting on the Roman Reigns train. So why not try and push somebody who seems to be getting over with the fans a lot, which is Daniel Bryan. Bring him back. Have him in a match at WrestleMania.
It's like they don't want to clear him. He's been cleared. What kind of a doctor is this that's working for the WWE? That's what I want to know. Who is this guy?
The guy who actually won a lot playing the game Operation.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Is this? I want to know if this is the same doctor that kind of, ruined CM Punk. Is this the same guy?
Could be. I don't know. I really don't know. We'd have to look into that and do some investigating journalism.
Boy, if there was any time to bring back Daniel Bryan, this is the time. Or at Fastlane, something. Give us something, because I'm telling you this right now. You're not selling me the main event at WrestleMania being Triple H versus Roman Reigns. Now, I know he hasn't been named the number one contender, and they have a match set at Fastlane to do that. But if Roman Reigns goes to WrestleMania and fights Triple H, you're not selling me on that, and I'm pretty sure you're not selling fans on that either, even though they paid tickets to see it.
You're not selling people on the network either. You're not selling people who actually pay X, Y, and Z to pay for that pay-per-view that's still available on like Fios or Optimum. Because that's like, what, $60, maybe $70, I think, for WrestleMania?
Right. And don't tell me that you're going to stick The Rock at Roman Reigns' side or as special guest referee to be, to help Roman Reigns get fan chances. It didn't work at the Royal Rumble last year.
No, it did not. Even The Rock got booed, if you remember.
Yes, at first they cheered The Rock, and then they booed him because he was helping out Roman Reigns. I mean, you just can't be seriously doing this at this time, especially. I went to WrestleMania 29. Because they sold us Rock Cena 2. This is coming a year after they said this would be once in a lifetime.
They always seem to say that.
Because the title was on the line, Rock Cena 2 was what's best for WrestleMania. Let me tell you something. I sat at MetLife Stadium for WrestleMania 29, and I've never witnessed a WrestleMania where at the end of the night, the fans were booing.
Wow.
They completely booed John Cena, even when The Rock kind of like the passing of the torch, whatever it is that this passing of the torch that had to have been done.
That's been done already.
Yeah. And Rock's holding Cena's hands up, and they're booing them.
Well, you have to remember, our area, Boston area, Philadelphia, Chicago, that's wrestling cities. And if they speak their minds, they and the fans let you know if they're not buying in on your little guy you want to be pushed in your federation and organization, they'll let you know about it. There was nights when CM Punk, remember when they went to Chicago and he was the heel, and he came out and people were just going nuts for this guy.
Yep. Him versus The Undertaker at WrestleMania 29 was the third to last match. That match tore obviously it's not a roof, but that match tore MetLife down to the point where when we got to Triple H, Brock Lesnar, and Cena and Rock, everyone was bored. Now, are you telling me that Rock versus Cena was the only route you could have gone, because at the time, The Undertaker was undefeated, and CM Punk was coming off the longest reign as World Heavyweight Champion. You're telling me you could not have done streak versus streak there as the main event at WrestleMania?
You could have.
And people wouldn't, because of, like you said, we're in the New York area, you couldn't have sold that?
You would have sold it plus more. You probably could have gone into Monday Night Raw and still sold it for the next night on top of that.
It's just crazy to think that from WrestleMania, the last two WrestleManias were really good. 30 and 31 were really good. And now you're heading into Dallas. You're heading into maybe the largest attendance, and we're getting Triple H versus Roman Reigns. And obviously, Triple H is probably going to be the face.
Yeah, I would say so. Let me run. I'm going to pull the whole Keith Vince Russo on you again. How about this? We have Roman Reigns turn heel. We have him team up with The Rock. We have him team up with the Usos. They turn heel. And you have some kind of Samoan faction. Maybe bring up Samoa Joe, there's been talks bringing up Samoa Joe from NXT. He could be moving up along with somebody else. We'll talk about that when we come back from break, though. But a little tease for you over here. But could you see we all know they're not going to do it, but how much more interesting would that be if he turned heel and had some kind of faction behind him, a little bit of a heel faction?
For the first time, Logan, you've got my attention.
I do, huh? You like that?
I like that.
I've been thinking about this today for a little bit. This is what I do when I'm driving the car.
Fantasy booking.
I'm telling you, I need to send my resume off to either WWE or TNA, clean things up around here, get a little mop and start cleaning up.
Well, it's a good idea. I don't think it's going to happen, but part of your idea could work as they turn Roman Reigns heel. Mm-hmm. I mean, you can't... Triple H is not going to get booed at WrestleMania.
No.
Just like Brock Lesnar wasn't booed.
No, and they're supposed to be
the
the
eventually
heels.
had to turn him.
Mm-hmm. I mean, but also you can bring up other there's other guys that you could be pushing right now. You just signed one of the hottest free agents in wrestling right now, AJ Styles.
But he's not going to be pushed right into the main event scene.
You can move him into the IC card.
That I could see, and I'm pretty sure if he does not have a singles match or titles match at WrestleMania, he'll be in Money in the Bank.
Because why? You had him on Raw with Jericho, which was a good match. Why not? You're not going to put him again against Jericho and have this long, lengthy feud. Why not automatically just push him right into a title spot? And like I said, it might not have to be for the heavyweight championship, but he could be for the IC title. Move that, make that title, get a little pizzazz, I guess you could say. And if you really want, if you plan on having Dean Ambrose somehow in the main event at some point, if that's the route you're going to go, which I doubt. Because Fastlane, he's supposed to be in that triple threat match. Why not have him drop the title at Fastlane to somebody, and then have AJ Styles go neck and neck with, I don't know, maybe some guy that threw him over the top rope in the Royal Rumble?
I see that happening. I see a feud between him and Kevin Owens heading into WrestleMania. It'll either be him or it'll be Sami Zayn. So I think that route is going to be nice to watch. Mm-hmm. But, the whole main event at WrestleMania is the thing that's going to be bothering me until we find out. Until we find out at Fastlane who's in the main event. I mean, I could definitely see them adding someone to it. I mean...
Like have a triple threat match?
Yeah, or...
Well, you can't do Money in the Bank. That's been done. That was done last year. And
it won't be for the title.
And there is no Money in the Bank right now. There's no person that holds the briefcase. Nobody could cash in anyway. Somebody has to turn. You're gonna have to. Here's what you're gonna have to do. You're gonna have to have a triple threat match, and somebody's gonna have to turn heel and screw over either Triple H or Roman Reigns or whoever the other third person is. That's the only way I could see possible what happens, and then have him align with McMahon or even Stephanie if you want. But that's been done already. That's the thing. It's been done.